All right, guys, let's do one more example of a t-test where we just sort of walk through how to do it. Hopefully this is recording correctly. Um, let's see. Since I just recoded that financial situation of household variable, remember the how satisfied are you with your financial situation of your household. Since I just recoded that to get rid of the 8 non-responders, so I know that that is already good. Let me not abandon it just yet. Um, let's think. Looking at my list of variables here, what do I think might be significant? Oh, an obvious one is going to be this social class variable. So let's see, social class. Okay, I might hypothesize that upper middle class people will be different than working class people. I'm not going to use number one, upper class, because I have a feeling that not that many people answered upper class in the US. I can check that. In fact, maybe I'll just go ahead and do that really quick. Descriptive frequencies, get rid of this stuff. Social class. Yeah, sure enough, I only had 9 people say that they were upper class. But it looks like a bunch of people identified as upper middle class and a bunch of people identified as working class. Now, this is a good place to sort of think about this for a second. I could choose 3 groups here. I could choose 2 groups here. In reality, in the US, the differences between people who answered lower middle class and the people who answered working class and the people who answered lower class, I'm not really sure that they're going to be that different, because this is a totally subjective kind of question where people were just given these choices and said, which one of these do you fit in? And so, I mean, just thinking about who in the US identifies as lower middle class, the difference between like that in itself could include a lot of working class people. And I imagine some of the lower class people who identified as lower class, and I'm frankly surprised anybody does, but those could also be working class. So let's see, I'm not sure that there's going to be a huge difference, but just for this example, let's compare the difference between upper middle class, there's a bunch of them, and working class, there's a bunch of them. And so let's see, I think that is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we'll compare people who answered a 2 versus people who answered a 4. All right. So let's see, I'm going to go up to Analyze, Compare Means, Independent Samples t-test. This is already my recoded financial situation of household. So that is convenient. It's already still there from the last time. And then here's social class. I'm going to push that over. I'm going to define the groups. Oh, look, it's already there. I'm going to compare upper middle class, that was a 2, to working class, that was a 4. I'm going to hit continue. I'm going to click OK. And here is what I get. Looks like the difference between upper middle class people, they answered a 7.5 on that scale, versus working class people answered a 5.6 on that scale. So remember, lower scores were more dissatisfied. So in fact, working class people are more dissatisfied with the financial situation of their household. So the Levene's test, it is significant here. See the 0.000, that is less than 0.05. So that means I should not assume that there are equal variances here. So I would read this line, the significance two-tailed testing, which is also 0.000. So in fact, it doesn't matter. But when this Levene's is significant, I read the second line, which is this number right here. Hopefully you guys see the mouse, the bottom line of equal variances not assumed. So that was a good example. I found that there are significant differences between working class people and upper middle class people. Significant differences about being satisfied with the financial situation of their household. All right, cool.